Hey y'all come on in, come on in. You're gonna see sometime Lanita gonna pop around too and give y'all updates on some of the type, some of her contents that she covered, okay? Now I went back and I checked on Madeline Soto, okay? Still haven't found her, don't know where she is, and he's not talking. Okay, that was a email in jail that he was going back and forth with allegedly his mom, okay? We're talking about Stephen Stearns. Okay, well let's take a look at the email and take a look at what's in the email, and then what we're gonna do is talk about it. Okay.
About life in isolation, saying, quote, "It's not exactly the Ritz, it's a small cell, and the pod is quite noisy. The mat is flat and has very little cushion left. The cell is small, filthy, and has some spots on the wall that appear to be bloody fingerprints." He later complains of his coffee supply running low and continues to ask for a book. It's an odd conversation for the 38-year-old accused of 60 counts of sexual battery of a child for the murder of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Detectives say Stearns is seen on surveillance video driving around with Soto's dead body in his car before
Wow.
allegedly dumping her in a rural field in February. In an email dated June 25th, Stearns tells his family, quote, "There's still perhaps a slim hope for my situation." He goes on to say, "I maintain hope that I might be able to come home once this whole nasty business has reached its end, and ask that you both remain hopeful as well and continue to pray for me to be delivered whole again." A redacted email is then sent back to Stearns, signed Mom, that alludes to some accusations. She says, "We all know Redacted was heavily involved in this, and I'm disgusted that she's free and you're not, when this is not all your fault. You need to think about yourself more and her less. She sure isn't thinking about you and how she can help you right now. That whole family is willing to stay quiet and let you take the fall for everything."
What?
She goes on to say, quote, "I think of the craziness Redacted lived through with Redacted's various partners, not a stable life for a child at all. I do pray for Redacted and you daily." Well,
Sheesh.
Stearns' trial was expected to start next week, but just yesterday his attorney asked that that be pushed back. His new trial date is now scheduled.
Stephen Stern, man, is something else, y'all. This about like 64 pages. I'm not gonna sit here and read it to you or nothing like that. But he had written up the 64 page, y'all. That's all he got to do. And he did that June 19th of 2024. Okay. And it's some of it right here said, "Good to hear about your transcript," and all that blah 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 blah. Can you send your mother and invite so she can write you separately? Blah blah blah. I hope I help her get set up. All that blah 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 blah.
This 64-page document of email correspondence between Stearns and who appears to be his parents. The conversation starts off with Stearns complaining about life in isolation, saying, quote, "It's not exactly the Ritz, it's a small cell, and..."
See, he trying to play mind games, y'all. He trying to make like he really talking to his mom, but he trying to make like he talking. He know where the young lady is. He know where the girl is. He know uh what's going on. But he drove around with her body, this unalive body in his car, y'all. Now he want to complain about the jail.
"And the pod is quite noisy. The mat is flat and has very little cushion left. The cell is small, filthy, and has some spots on the wall that appear to be bloody
What filthy?
fingerprints."
And
He
you
later
worry about the jail being filthy, and then you did this to this girl, man. Please.
complains of his coffee supply running low and continues to ask for a book.
Coffee supplies running low, and you worrying about a book. Why do you do this to this girl? I'm sorry, y'all. Let me catch myself. Sorry about that.
So Stephan Stearns telling his family that, quote, "There is still perhaps a slim hope for my situation," adding,
Look, what is he's y'all? This is what he telling a family member. He trying to act like he didn't do anything. Somebody else did it. Okay, there is still perhaps a slim hope for my situation, I maintain hope that I might be able to come home. This whole nasty business has reached its end and ask that you both remain hopeful as well and continue to pray for me to be delivered home again. What? Are you serious? And you talking like this and we can this Madeline Soto is murdered? So he trying to manipulate his family.
He might be able to come home once this whole nasty business has reached its end. We asked Professor of Forensic Studies at Florida Gulf Coast University, Dr. David Thomas, for his thoughts on that statement. He says hope of coming home could likely mean he's holding on to something that could get him a lesser sentence.
There's no doubt there's information that law enforcement doesn't have. And so whenever he decides to drop that bomb, if there is a legitimate bomb that he's going to drop, it's hidden information. And I think that he's hoping that that's going to get him off the hook.
The documents also reveal an email sent to Stearns from...
Okay. They better not drop nothing. Because this young lady didn't even ask for nothing to happen to her. That's not fair. Look at me, these people like this are getting away with a whole lot of stuff, y'all, and they not doing anything about it. On June the 25th of 2024, okay, we all know Blank was heavily involved in this now. And I am disgusted that she is free. And you are not. When this is not all your fault. What? You need to think about yourself more and her less. She sure isn't thinking of you and how she can help you right now. That whole family is willing to stay quiet and let you take the fall for everything. So in other words, he's saying that the family is involved in this in Madeline Soto. What do y'all think about that? On the way we'll know anything if he talk. And they pressing him on stand. But this, listen to this right here, y'all. This email right here is telling us that, like the mama said, like his mother said, I guess it's his mother. She out roaming around and like this a big bombshell, y'all. Listen. In other words, she doing what she want to do, and she was all into all of this. It just don't make no sense. So do you think the mom innocent, y'all? The mama wasn't there at the party. He was left in the house with the girl. What y'all think?
Conversation points to the potential hidden information being about that other person.
I think he's looking for the prime opportunity or the prime time to sit down and maybe have that conversation, maybe try to get proper deal with the state in order to get the in order to maybe take the testimony off the table.
All right, y'all. They pushed the murder trial back. They push it back because they're going to have to go through all this, and whoever his attorney is need to do their homework.
Back now. He's the man accused of abusing and killing a 13-year-old girl named Madeline Soto. As West News' Megan Mulatto tells us, a judge has approved a request to delay the trial by 3 months.
Stephan Stearns was said to have two murders. The hearings were combined into one, but he didn't show up. His appearance was waived again. His attorney has been representing him.
The court received waivers of Mr. Stearns' appearance on all cases. We'll accept the waivers of appearance.
Stearns is the boyfriend of Madeline's mother. Investigators say they found pictures and videos on his phone that showed him abusing Madeline for years, which led to the 60 charges. She was reported missing after not showing up to school in February. Her body was found in a wooded area a few days later, leading to the murder charge. The murder trial was set to start next week, but a judge has approved a request from Stearns' team for more time.
We are moving, Your Honor. We have quite a bit of work to do on the case.
Adding there could be more than 170 witnesses in this case.
We're also requesting that instead of it being on a pretrial docket, that it go onto a status docket. That way the state isn't constantly sending out subpoenas for, I believe there's someone in the city of 177.
You know what? Everything I say is allegedly, y'all. And to educate my people on here on this channel and criticism purposes. Commenting, y'all. A 13-year-old girl didn't ask to go through this, but this investigation right here may be bigger than we think it is. Do y'all think or do y'all believe that they use Madeline Soto as a what y'all gonna have to help me out now because I covered so many cases I can't think of the terms that I want to use. Like in somebody owe money, a ransom. Do y'all think they used her for a ransom and it didn't turn out right? Because they found a second car track, y'all. It's a second car was involved in this. And I believe them allegedly that the mom know more than what she's saying. And it's too much going on. It's too much going on and that girl was left alone. And somebody took advantage of this situation.
So some shocking new information on a story that has really grabbed our community's attention and made national headlines. It's a new discovery in 13-year-old Madeline Soto'S murder case. This is News 6 at 6. I'm Madeline.
My daughter was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it.
Just hours after Jennifer Soto reported the disappearance of her 13-year-old daughter, Madeline, Kissimmee police began investigating two different cars. According to this newly released report, those two vehicles were suspected to be involved in the case. One of the cars was this silver Lincoln NKZ that belonged to the mother's boyfriend, Stephan Stearns, who's now charged with Soto's murder. The other was a white 2022 Nissan Sentra. As you can see, the owner's name is blacked out in police reports, so we do not yet know who typically drove.
So the mama boyfriend car and another car is involved. I believe that just my opinion. Y'all put y'all opinion down in the box. It just seems like the mama knows something that's going on. It just seems like something she knows that something is going on. And no telling, Madeline probably suffered with this. Soto probably suffered with something for a long time and didn't want to go back to that house. But there are two cars, y'all, that they investigated. So if you had two cars, then it was two people.
Nissan. On February 26th at 8:31 in the morning, the day Soto disappeared, surveillance cameras reportedly captured video of Stearns' Lincoln leaving the apartment complex where the teen lived with her mom. According to police, Soto's body could be seen slumped over in the passenger seat. About an hour later, cameras at a nearby office building allegedly captured video of Stearns' car entering a parking garage and someone moving a female body from the front seat to the trunk.
Wow.
At 10:14 a.m., Stearns' Lincoln is photographed returning to the apartment complex, police say. A few hours later, it leaves again. So where did Stearns' car go? Well, according to this newly released report, detectives were able to retrace its movements using automated license plate readers, traffic cameras, and other surveillance video. After Stearns' Lincoln left the apartment complex at 12:44 p.m., detectives say they have video evidence showing it traveled east on US 192 towards St. Cloud and then turned south on Old Hickory Tree Drive. That just happens to be the area where authorities would later find Soto's decomposing body. Nearly an hour later, police say the car was photographed along US 192, headed back to the apartment complex. Again, that was the silver Lincoln belonging to Stearns. But what about the second car, that white Nissan Sentra? According to investigators, the following morning at 3:16 a.m., the Nissan is photographed leaving the apartment complex and heading east towards St. Cloud along nearly the exact same route as Stearns' car took the previous day. Detectives say the white Nissan also turned down Old Hickory Tree Drive, where Soto's body was eventually found. About 35 minutes later, investigators say the white Nissan got back on US 192 and
Y'all see this? Y'all see all of this going on? This a plot. It's a plot. And Madeline Soto don't want to be, she wants to tell. She was gonna allegedly tell what was gonna happen, what's going on in the house. She know too much, and she wants to reveal what's going on in the house, and they weren't gonna let her tell. So they had to do what they had to do to her allegedly. What y'all think?
To the apartment complex. So the big question, who was driving that white Nissan? Well, at this point, that still remains a mystery. These records do not indicate whether detectives think it was Stearns, maybe returning to the crime scene in a different vehicle, or perhaps someone else. We will be learning a lot more in the days and weeks ahead.
Wow. What do y'all think happened to her? I think she know too much. She heard too much. She saw too much. And she's smart. And she realized that what these people gonna do to her if she tell. What y'all think? Y'all like, share, subscribe to your girl, the real deal Anita Gay. I love y'all. I'm out of here.